Hey everybody, welcome to Block Talk. I'm Boogie.
I'm Honcho.
So two things really quick. First and foremost, I want to shout out to my baby sister Rose. Happy birthday. Turning 25. Love you as always.
Hey Rose, happy birthday.
Second thing, I want to shout out Splash World Radio. They've shouted us out like 3 weeks in a row, bro.
Okay.
And I appreciate it so much, man. It's all love. All love to Pineapple Dan, the man, and Slim Burton. We had such a great time with Pineapple Dan, man, on the show. And Slim, we got to get you on here too, bro.
Shout out to Splash. I sent people y'all way so y'all get some more followers also, and so they can view in. I told them check y'all out.
Cause Slim be killing it with them songs too, man. Them unreleased songs.
And that's what the dudes look for. Like, man, I be looking for music. He trying to start a podcast and all that. I talked to him about it, and I told him, that's somebody they can follow as far as music-wise, do a podcast.
Yeah, and if you want to follow them, they're the next big come up in radio/podcast. It's splash.wurld, splash.world.radio. Shout out, man. All love. Now, get into the episode. So, just a Hold My Nuts update real quick. Again, we have 5 Hold My Nuts on Boston versus Golden State. As of today, Boston is up 2-1. Which means we're talking a little bit about off the podcast, but I just want to say, hopefully by next week, Hold My Nuts will officially be done here on the show for the first time ever, and it will be glorious.
Yes, I'm waiting for my win to come through, because it's going to be crazy. Golden State, I think they just toying. They have up and down games.
They're toying and getting blown out by
But I think Curry did get hurt or injured by that guy on Boston, Horford.
Al Horford?
Yeah, Al Horford. They got into a little scuffle for a loose ball, and hurt my boy Curry. He's gonna be playing that game, but yeah, he was sitting on the bench.
The excuses come early. That's what I'm hearing. The excuses come early.
Now he playing, so I ain't got no excuse. I think the rest of the team can still beat him without him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So listen, I wanted to talk real quick because again, it is a special episode for my sister. It's her birthday coming up. I'm gonna be honest. My view on birthdays changed somewhere. I also that I think because it's like you barely tell anybody your birthday because it's not really a big deal. Like you might tell like your partners because it's like, hey bro, it's my birthday or whatever, so I'm gonna do something small, but like don't tell nobody. Like I just want it to be us. Because you remember for Nitty's birthday, he didn't tell nobody but us, and it was just us 3. And then we, I think at the time I still worked in the kitchen, so I sold some chicken patties to get us some noodles. Yeah, you had hustled up a meat pack, and then I think Nitty got the condiments, and then we were able to make like a little spread for his birthday.
Yeah, we did something for his birthday, and Black Tony kind of knew.
Oh yeah, Black Tony also helped out a lot. Shout out Black Tony.
Yeah, still can't reach you. Don't know why.
Wherever you are on the internet, if you're seeing this, bro, we both really tried to hit you up.
Yeah, tried to find you.
I mean, because of him, I watched The Sopranos, which you were correct. Great show.
I didn't watch it.
Listen, 2 HBO shows that are old from the 90s that are excellent. The Sopranos and Oz. Oz? No bullshit?
Man,
look,
I didn't watch Oz.
Look, you know what's crazy?
Oz fucked me up when I was little.
Look, I watched Oz with my brother, right? And we were watching it, and he was so blown away where he was like, is this pretty accurate to prison? I said, I can honestly say, this is the most accurate depiction of prison I've ever seen. Because, most of them, they make it like this weird, crazy shit. Where this one, it's pretty like, yeah, I've seen how this shit happen.
Oz was doing that in the
90s.
2009.
Yeah.
That's when I was seeing it.
Yeah.
When my dad and my mom was watching, and I
didn't see it when it came out.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
About
you still went, huh? Did scare you enough. I would say it scared you enough.
But it scared the shit out of me. Like, really watching them, like, nah, that really can't be how prison is. And then going and doing 8.5 years, I'm like, I really rarely watch prison shows because I sit there and be like, oh, that's not real.
Yeah, I do that all the time, bro. Because like, sometimes you see all this extra politicking where you're just like, that would never happen.
Yeah, I'll be like,
or like somebody gets caught stealing something and they have like a 2-hour discussion where I'm like, that would never happen.
That just happened. I was watching, I don't know the name of it, but it's when they put people inside.
Oh, for
I think it's like
30 days in, some shit like that. 90 days in, whatever.
And I was watching one yesterday, and these dudes went and jumped a guy because he was acting stiff and shit like that. My girl like, is that how it really works or shit? I'm like, not really.
Cause see, I watch stuff too sometimes where it's like, oh, this is real, and I'm like, no, this is staged. Yeah. Because sometimes, like I said, like there'll be a dude who they're saying is being like overly nice or over respectful, and I'm like, That's why everybody's in prison. I'm like, everybody's like super over respectful. I was like, everyone's generally nice. I said, you rarely just run into somebody who's just like a dry asshole.
But yeah.
Like for no reason.
And I had to tell my girl, I'm like, bro, it's really how the shit was playing out. I'm like, for one, they weren't in prison. They were in a county.
Oh, yeah, they're in county. Which
So,
county's
I
also
say-
different though.
I say the county is different because there you got these aggressive niggas. You got shit trying to play out in a certain way. In prison, a lot of them dudes wouldn't act that way because of structure and politics.
I want to actually ask you something about that because I was telling somebody I think county is harder time than prison.
It
Look,
is.
So look, I was at work, right? And this dude had these like tattoos or whatever, and it looks like prison artwork. So I asked him, I said, "Oh, have you been to prison?" And then they started a joke, and they were like, "Oh, county don't count, city don't count." I was like, "Fuck you!" I did 2 years in county. I was like, "Bro, county's hard time."
Yeah.
I was like, I did 2 years in county, and then I did 3.5 in prison. And I was like, county was by far the harder time. One, everything's more expensive. Two, everybody's aggravated. Nobody has parole, so nobody has no reason to be good.
Yeah.
Because it's like some niggas are facing life, some people are facing 65. And these are young niggas, because you and me have the same type of crimes. You know, you're going to aggravated tank, where niggas that like have big numbers.
Aggravated robbery, murder,
Capital murder,
murders,
shooting people, aggravated assault.
aggravated assault with a deadly
Like it's the worst of the worst is where we were housed.
Yeah, the
basically.
highest of the highest. Only thing that wasn't housed with us that was higher is like high profile.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's because they
celebrity,
can.
and they was said by themselves.
Yeah.
But anything other than that, I was laying next to them.
But yeah, to me though, like I said, county was way harder. Because it's like, again, bro, you don't know when you're getting out. You have no out date. And the whole time, like I said, having to go to court once a month, bro, is the most stressful shit ever. Even though everybody wants to play off like, I know I'm going to get it set off. I know I'm going to be back in the... I don't give a fuck. Every time, even though I tell myself that, when I'm sitting there, I'm like, this might be the day I go home. Like,
Yeah, like you always think like, damn, maybe some magical shit can happen. And with me, I didn't have a bail. I couldn't bail out.
Yeah,
because
same.
I was on another case previously.
Yeah.
So when I caught my robberies, I couldn't bail out.
See,
They gave me bonds for my robberies, but held me on the other charge. So I was stuck in there. So I knew it was no way, even if my people came over with the money, it was no way. I had to sit in there, and I sat there 18 months.
See, I had $30,000 bail the first time I went. And shout out to my dad. He told me, he's like, I could bail you out or I could get you a lawyer. And I knew if he got me a lawyer, bro, I was like, I'm not going to change shit. Like, I'm going to go right back to these streets, and I'm going to fuck up. So I was like, give me the lawyer. Because I also thought, I was like, bro, because I remember the first time I went to court with a court-appointed lawyer, and then they came back and said, they're offering 75 years. But I'm, no bullshit, I have never felt this feeling again in my life. My knees literally went weak under me, and I was like, bro, I'm 17 years old. I was like, I'm gonna die in prison, bro. Because, I don't remember on parole.
Yeah.
You're 17, you're scared. So it's like, and again, bro, it is my second day. Now listen, I just want to tell everybody about the terrible experience I had in my first day in prison. Okay? I get locked up. I'm in holding. They lose my paperwork. So I'm in holding for an extra long time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm eating bologna sandwiches with ice on them longer than anybody else.
Cold.
Sleep on concrete on my shoe. Okay? Now, to make it worse, they finally send me up to my place where I'm sleeping at. They finally send me up there, and it's like midnight, 1 in the morning. I get there, this is back when they still had those youngster tanks. So no one's over 25. No one's over 25.
Everybody woke.
It's what? Bro, it's to the point where the guards are so mad. They have all the lights on. I'm like, ain't it?
I know what you're talking about.
I'm like, ain't it midnight? Like, it's late, isn't it? I haven't slept. I got so many bags under my eyes, bro. I get in there, and this black dude came up to me, and he was like, what's your name? Where are you from? I was like, my name's Boogie. I'm from the north side. And then he's like, all right, that's what's up. I'm from the north side, too. I'm from Spring Branch. Which at the time, I'm like, well, that's not really north side. But I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I think just a line. Like, that's just, anything above is north, basically. You know what I mean? Let's be real. That's how it works. So, and then if you're from West Houston, you fucked. Because you're either from the Southwest or you white from Katy. But anyway, so I'm there, right? And they're like, oh, we're from the north side, blah, 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 blah. Some random dude stood up, and he's like, fuck that, we're from the SWAT over here, and it's all south side all day, every day. And I was like, I mean, good for you, dog. I don't know what you want to say. I'm like, well, so where's my bunk at? Like, I'm tired of shit. And then the biggest, blackest man I have ever seen in my life, look, now listen, y'all can think whatever y'all want, but prison is inherently racist. They call this nigga Shadow. He was so dark. I couldn't tell you that man's real name to this day. He was so dark, they called him Shadow. Now, look, this is the biggest 22-year-old I've ever seen, bro. He's huge. Nigga's like 6'5", 6'6". Obviously should be in the NBA or something. Like, you took a real wrong turn in your life somewhere. You you could sneeze and dunk. But anyway, that's regardless. I remember that dude told me, he's like, your mat's better than mine. I was like, I appreciate you letting me know I got a good match, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my shit. And I was like, okay, so where's my book at, though? You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to find a rack. I didn't know they're bringing me in do you remember those, the low riders?
Yeah, low riders.
Son, hard piece of plastic. Anyway, they bring me a low rider. I didn't know I'm waiting for a low rider. So I'm looking around, there ain't no beds. And I'm like, where's my bed at? And then the dude just came up, he's like, I want your mat. And I was like, well, you can't have mine. It's mine. They gave me this mat. I'm pretty sure they gave you a mat. Now listen, I never been hit hard in my life. It's gonna beat the shit out of me, okay? It's my first day. I beat the shit out of me. Beat the shit out of me. The guards come in to bring me the lowrider, right? They rush me to the bathroom. They're like, he's taking a shit. We'll take the lowrider. They put the lowrider in the corner. I come back to the lowrider. There's a thin piece of plastic. This nigga took the stuffing out and shoved it in the mat he just took from me. So I'm like, oh no, this ain't gonna happen. Because then all of a sudden, now it's like everybody's just watching to see what I'm gonna do type shit. So there's so much tension. And I can tell everybody's looking at me. So I go to him and I'm like, hey, that's my mat. And he was like, no, it's my fucking mat. Like that's it. It is what it is. This is my mat. What you gonna do about it? And then I tried to say something smart and he just took off. I didn't know there was a thing you could do. So he took off and beat the shit out of me again. Now it was like 1 in the morning. I go back. Now look, after I get beat up again, bro, I go wash my face. I come back again and I'm like, bro, I'm so tired. Please give me my mat back. Cause I'm like, at this point, I'm like, listen, this tough shit is over. I'm like, please give my mat back. I'm so tired, I need to rest. And then he's like, bro, get the fuck out of my face. I'm gonna just keep beating you up. And I'm like, well, if I don't leave here with a mat, bro, I'm just gonna get beat up again because I need a mat. And he was like, you wanna get beat up again behind this mat? I'm like, that's a fact. I was like, look, man, I gotta go to sleep, and I need a mat for that. He beat the shit out of me again. So after he beat the shit out of me again, right, I started realizing the pattern, Tommy. The next time, I didn't go back and ask. So I went over there, right, looking sad in my bunk, and I just kind of sat there for a second. And I was thinking, I was like, I have 2 choices right now. I could go back for this fucking mat again, or I could just sit here.
Yeah.
Because somebody told me, this is when I knew I had a choice. Because when I went to go sit down on that small piece of plastic, somebody was like, hey, well, why you just giving shit away? Go ahead and give me them shoes.
Huh.
And then, that's when I knew. I was like, there's a choice to be made now. I was like, either I gotta get this fucking mat back, or I am a whole asshole. And you know, I'm thinking like in the street where like, I'm taking this loss personal. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't realize that. Like jail, so for people that don't know, jail is different. You can take an L, and people look at you like with respect, because they're like, at least he got out there.
Yeah.
Where like, I'm not gonna lie, bro, I'm just getting my ass beat. Like, I'm not touching this dude because he's so big, I can't touch him. I'm just getting my ass beat, so there's no respect being given. It's like you're just getting an ass whooping. So then afterwards, after that dude told me, if you're just gonna give shit away, go ahead and give me your shoes. And he's just kind of like standing over me, and I'm like, just give me a second. Give me a second right now. I just need a breather. And then he was like, you got 1 chance, little dog. And then he like moves away. Which by the way, turned out that kid was like 19. I'm like, why you call me little? Like, nigga,
When they beat people up, they call them whatever they want.
No, he was one of the dudes that beat me up. This is
No, I'm
something
saying
else.
this
Oh
is-
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. They'll call you whatever. They'll call you peon and everything.
Yeah.
So then, I sit there for a little bit, and I was like, all right, I have a decision to make. And I made my decision. So I act like I was gonna go back to the bathroom again, right? I'll go back to the bathroom. I'm walking. That nigga sitting there fluffing up the new mat he just made. I take off on his ass. I'm like, fuck it, bro. I'm gonna give you one. I'm like, at the very minimum, I'm gonna get one. So I hit him with just a quick 2-piece, just pop, pop, and he beat the shit out of me again. And then I go back again to get the mat, right? So this is like the 5th time I'm coming back, bro. He literally just got so tired of beating me up. He was like, honestly, he's like, I'm just tired of beating the shit out of you. He's like, you're really not gonna give up for this mat. I was like, I'm not gonna give up, bro. Like, this is like, I gotta get this mat back. The nigga took out some of the stuff and they gave it back to me. And then I just went, I laid down, and passed out. Now, mind you, I don't know what time it is. I don't know, I got court at 3 in the morning. It's like 2:30, because I swear I blinked and they're like, Hernandez. Who's retarded fucking ass is Hernandez? Like, they're yelling at me, and I'm like, what? And they're like, you have court. I was like, what that mean? They're like, get your shit ready, you gotta go. I'm like, court? What time do I got court? So I'm talking to somebody else, because I'm like, hey, what time is court? They're like, they'll see you about 8 o'clock. I'm like, it's like 3 in the morning. Why the fuck they need me now? And they're like, oh, it's your first time. I was like, Yes, nigga, I'm 17. Of course, my first time. And that was the first day of my prison experience. Now I never had anything like it again because, like I said, I mean, I make this joke all the time, but I'm charismatic. People like me. But when you meet a bunch of aggravated niggas that just want to test you, they don't give a fuck how charismatic you are.
See, it's funny because I've had that kind of incident in county and then my first day in prison. I don't know if I told you about the first day in prison.
No, you never. We never gone through this actually. Surprisingly.
My first day in county, I go in. It's me and another guy. We go in on Fridays.
Did you go to 701?
No, this time I went to Little Baker.
Oh, you went to 1200?
I went to 1200 because I was on my. They housed me first over there until they moved me to Big Baker.
See, I went there because I was 17, so you have to go there.
Yeah, see, I was 18 I was 18.
Yeah, they have to take you there. That's where all the youngster tanks were.
Yeah, I went to the youngster tank. So me and this guy walk in. Now, as soon as we walk in, it's count time. So everybody is downstairs already.
Yeah.
So we walk in, and it's a female guard walking us up the stairs, Miss Jones. I remember she from Acres Home, I know her brother. We going in there, boom.
Shout out Miss Jones.
Shout out Miss Jones, shout out Gator, RIP. So we going upstairs, and a group of black dudes was like, oh yeah, my nigga, we're gonna look at that shit when you come down here. Yeah, we're gonna beat your bitch ass when you come down here. So now, my first time,
you got a choice. You got a choice.
Hold on. Okay. This is real.
Bro, that pin in your stomach?
Yeah, it was different.
Be real. Did you have that? Because I had the first thought where they were all checking me. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get jumped. I'm gonna get beat up by everybody.
So I'm like, and I can't seem like, I'm not weak. I don't mind.
You can't seem scared though, yeah.
But it was like, damn. Like,
listen, I don't give a fuck about seeming weak. I was scared my first day in jail.
I wasn't scared. I was scared. It was like, damn, fuck. I'm thinking about stabbings and shit like that. I'm not thinking about a straight fight.
Yeah.
So I'm walking. The guy behind me didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
So I didn't look back because I didn't want to make it seem like, oh, I'm talking to you type shit. So I just kept going. So we got
Was he also black?
Yeah, he was black. You know what I mean? So the female guard, Miss Jones, she was like, don't worry. You know what women say, don't worry, they're just talking shit. They really not.
Yeah, they try to calm the situation down. They don't
put your stuff up and then go back downstairs. So in my head, I'm like, go back downstairs. Like, I wanted to stay up here. Like, I knew what was going on.
Yeah.
I thought they was just down there.
Yeah.
It was count time.
They was just chilling.
So yeah. So we go put the stuff up and we come back downstairs. So we get in line. Boom. They ain't not saying nothing. Now, nobody's saying nothing. So we get in line. Boom. They do count. The guards go back upstairs. Everybody start moving tables and chairs. So I'm like, fuck. I go sit in one of the chairs that got moved.
Yeah.
Please don't be talking to me like, they ain't say nothing. They're like, yeah, my nigga, what's up? The other black guy who was on side of me said like, yeah, he like, man, I don't give a fuck, da-da-da. What I found out was he was a weekender. So, you know, they come in.
Oh, he came in every weekend.
They came in from 5 o'clock on Friday to like 5 o'clock on Sunday.
Yeah,
I didn't know that
yeah,
at first. He had beef with them from previous time.
Okay.
So they got in a fight. When I say I don't believe in God, but I showed thank baby Jesus that was born in the manger that they wasn't talking to me. And from there, like, I'm the same as you. Everybody fuck with me, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I got in a couple fights, but it was over other shit. But I was like, ooh,
yeah.
that was an escape.
Yeah.
Then I get to prison.
Yeah.
And it was a whole nother change.
Yeah.
I get there. I
See,
beat everybody.
what's also different with you because, so when I first went to the county, right, I was still banging at the time. And I know you were also. So I know that changed stuff because, see, look, that also didn't come into play until after all those ass whoopings. And then it turns out, homie was a dog. But that you know, that's not important in the beginning.
Yeah. With me,
but in prison though, it is different because when I first got there though, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, a lot of people don't know. I mean, I think since you met me too, I already had it covered up. But I used to have a paw print on my So I used to have a paw print, and so you know they want to look at that shit because they're like, well, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, listen, man, I used to do this, blah 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 blah. It's just over now. You know what I'm saying? But they still want to check that shit.
With me going to the county, I didn't really just run into people I knew.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, now I'm making my name for who I am and where I'm from and what I bang.
Oh, so you never said nothing in the beginning?
No, I never do. Wherever I go, I never say, hey, I'm a blood.
Yeah.
Or this is what I bang.
And this is all alleged.
Yeah. I never say none of that. I just go in and I like people not to see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find out. You're gonna find out who's who.
Yeah. You see who's lying.
And I can deal with people from that standpoint. Like I can fuck with you on another level besides you fucking with me because I'm a blood.
See, I wish I would have did that.
I want to fuck with you because of who you are. And that's why I fuck with different races, Crips, no matter what, because I'm not fucking with you because you're set. I'm fucking with you because who you are.
Yeah, who you are.
Because it's a lot of bloods that ain't shit. So I'm not gonna just lock up and be cool with you, and then turn around you ain't shit.
Yeah.
Now I'm stuck fucking with you. Now I gotta cut it off and it become a problem.
Yeah.
Nah. So but when I got to prison, due to me doing 18 months in the county, I get to prison. A lot of people knew me, so they're like, "Oh, he a blood, blah blah blah. He cool." So our first night, a Mexican from San Antonio get into one of the bloods, and I tell people this story all the time, but. The black dudes was arguing, like, yeah, but my nigga, fuck you, you gonna do this, you gonna do that, trying to handle the essay. The essay like, okay, whatever, okay. So the other essays kind of said something in Spanish. The essay put his book down. He's like, man, okay, yeah, my nigga, get off that bunk, I'm gonna whoop your bitch ass. Mexican got off that bunk, and I swear, you know when in the movie Blade, when he pulled his sword and you hear that,
Yeah.
I swear I heard.
The Mexican beat the shit out of that
The
dude?
Mexican pulled something, and I swear I heard the.
Oh wow, he pulled on some metal.
And I say, what is that?
Yeah.
This man had a baby sword, and it changed everything in my life.
Of course.
It changed the nigga life. We were about to give him a fight. Because the essay say, so now what's up, homeboy? What's up, my nigga? What's up, dog? Da, 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 da. And I'm like,
I mean, the disrespect after knowing you have the upper hand
yeah.
is ridiculous.
And I'm like, what do we do? I'm like, what do we do? He was like, he like, we gotta fight. We about to fight. I'm like, what? I'm like, we don't have nothing.
Yeah.
This nigga has a whole sword.
Yeah.
What do y'all want us to do? He's like, man, he only got one swing.
You're like, bro, he part of the Wu-Tang.
That's what the fuck? You got one swing? I'm not trying to get caught by that one swing.
I'm not even one swing.
That motherfucker gonna go through me. This bitch was big. I went into prison at 118.
You're like, listen, skin is like paper.
Yeah, I don't have nothing after this stomach, okay? My stomach already touching my back, so I don't have much. So he's swinging, no, what's up? So the black dude like, no, well, you good, put the sword down, put the shank down. I'm still calling it a sword.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck. I know what gotta go on. I know I gotta defend the blood.
Put the on.
I gotta put the boots on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck. So we're doing it and the guards run in.
Oh.
I ain't never thanked the guards in my life for coming in and stopping us.
Thank everybody.
I thanked everybody. They came in. There was a lot of movement, a lot of running, and they got the two dudes out of there.
Yeah.
They came back. They said, hey, they said it was a shank in here. Where is it?
Gotta turn everything.
Nobody can find the shank. So now in my head, I say, oh, they still got the sword. They still got the sword in here, and no one knows where it's at. What did they do to this sword? Where did they put it?
Yeah,
And now I'm like, damn. Because I know what comes after this. We're still going to fight.
Yeah.
My mindset is, I'm not fighting nobody with a fucking sword. I will box you all day. You got a sword? I don't? I'm not trying to fight. I was scared all night. They told me, don't take my shoes off. And everybody had to stay up in rotation.
Yes.
Because
the craziest part, the craziest shit talking, I should say, that I ever heard, the funniest thing, this big old Mexican dude from the east side named Ant, and this little dude from East Texas named Shorty, the black dude, they got into a fight. And I remember they both got into a fight. Now, Ant is like 6 foot something. Shorty, obvious, he's like 5'6". You know what I'm saying? And they get into it. And then it breaks up really quickly. Like, really quickly. And then I just remember the funniest shit talking was Shorty was talking shit. He's like, yeah, dog. He's like, I beat Mexican niggas' asses all day, every day. And then that nigga Ant said, nigga, you don't even hit hard. And Shorty got so mad at just hearing you don't even hit hard. Because he took so much pride. Because he had knocked out a dude like a couple months back. And he was riding on that like wave of, yeah, no, I hit hard as fuck, boy. Like,
Yeah.
You got me fucked up. Now listen, this is the irony. We all get ready for a riot. Because, I don't know if you remember this. This is before we met. Do you remember when the Houston Rockets played the Dallas Mavericks to go to the Western Conference Finals? I remember hearing Triple D so much in my life. And then I remember, bro, the Houston niggas, to make it worse, they started saying Triple H. Fuck y'all. And then I remember my homeboy Tiny said the funniest shit. He was like, fuck Triple D, nigga, Triple H, and he made his body into an H and threw up 2 H's. I was like, that's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, a riot popped off on the pod across from us. So now everybody's like, niggas just said word, and he's like, Meskins is into it with the Crips. That was the word that was passed down the way. And that's it. And they came and told me. Now again, I've been cool with everybody. At this time, I'm washing clothes because I haven't gotten like no plug or nothing like that. So I'm only washing clothes. That's my hustle at the time. I'm washing clothes. So I'm cool with everybody. I'm washing everybody motherfucking clothes. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. And then that shit happened. And they're like, but you have to do something. I said, why? Why for? Why cuz? I'm like, listen, I ain't no Crip. And I ain't even messed up. So I'm neither one of these things. I'm Chicano. I was born here, dog. But you know, you understand how politics works. So I'm like, alright. I mean, obviously I'm joking right now, but I was like, nah, it's whatever. So I go put my boots on. I keep on washing and shit like that. And some black dudes come talk to me, and then they're like, hey, I'm still good to get my sheets right. I'm like, I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. I was like, listen, dog, this is business. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, bro. I was like, we don't even know what's happening right now. Because after all that shit calmed down over there, nothing even fucking happened. But while waiting to riot, Shorty got into it with my celly. Now listen. My celly is a giant. Not literally, he's not huge, but he is the beefiest dude I have ever seen. He worked out, no bullshit, for 5 hours a day. Like, this dude was jacked, bro. They called him Baby Hulk. He was huge, okay? And funniest story real quick, as a sidebar, before I talk about the Shorty fight. The funniest memory I have of my celly, I remember one day, my celly woke up and he's like, Celly, you're shaking the bed. And I was like, what? And he's like, you're shaking the bed. And I was like, oh, my bad, I guess. Because we're on like the bunks. And I was like, oh, my bad, I guess. I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Because I was like, I don't know what he was talking about. Like, I was asleep. And so I laid back down and then I hear him again and he's like, Celly, you're shaking the bed. And I was like, dude, I'm not moving. I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I'm asleep. And he was like, I can feel the bed shaking. I think he thinks I was, doing my thing. So he was getting mad, I could tell. And I'm like, dude, I'm not shaking the bed. Like, I don't know what you're going to say. Like, I'm not going to say sorry because I didn't do nothing. So I went back to sleep. Turns out I was starting to shake because I was going into a seizure. I had a seizure. Now listen, I don't know what happened during, but I wake up and my big ass Celly is holding me in his arms, shaking me, saying, Celly, and he's got his hand on my face. Bro, this is the gayest shit I ever wake up to. Now listen, I'm glad you saved my life and made sure I didn't choke on my tongue or nothing like that. But I wake up in another man's arms. Sure, he's in his boxes, bro. We sleep. I'm in my boxes. He's in his boxes holding me. And I'm just like with my head on his chest. I wake up. I'm like. And so listen, there's been studies done and shit like that. There is a little bit of short-term memory loss sometimes with shit like that. I didn't know where I was for like a hot ass second. Like I woke up, like I thought I was still in the free world. So when this big black dude was holding me, I'm like, and like for maybe like just 20 minutes, I was like, the fuck is going on? And then he's like, Celly, are you awake? And I'm like, yeah, thanks. And I sit up and I'm like looking around, everyone's just staring at me, and him, and I'm like, where the fuck am I at, bro? And then the laws come in and they get a stretcher and they're like, what happened? Like, he seized out, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, where the fuck did that happen? So anyway, that's my son. Great dude though, great guy. Gambling addict though, and terrible at it. But all of them, he was terrible. Anyway, him and Shorty, two Crip niggas get into it, right? And then he told Shorty, he's like, listen, I'm not gonna play with you, bro. He's like, stop playing with me, I'm gonna fuck you up. And Shorty started talking shit, and he's like, well, if you talking about to catch this corner, because I ain't hard to bitch. Again, Dry said that. Bro, when I say my celly fab, Baby Hope put his right hand behind his back and punched this man with just one left hook and knocked his ass out. Shorty got up, wobbled to the bathroom, and so Shorty was a known Crip. Fab never told nobody he was a Crip nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody even knew because he didn't really rap like that. I just knew because, again, he's my celly. We talk. You know what I'm saying? And that shit was so wild, bro. Shorty felt like so played after that. But I find it crazy, though, about prison politics. Because, listen, prison politics and street politics, if I'm just going to be blunt and you can hate me, they don't make no goddamn sense. And this is the thing, right? I remember hearing a T Grizzly song one time that made the most sense to me ever, and it upset me. The niggas that told us they was real niggas wasn't even real niggas. Because I remember, bro. Now this is all alleged. I remember when I got locked up, right? Now, allegedly, there was somebody with me with my crime. And I remember I got locked up and I never said anything. And I did 18 months and I got out on probation. I remember coming home and I hit that nigga up and I was like, hey, I just did 18 months for both of us and now I'm on 7 years papers. That whole time I never asked for anything. I was like, I just got out. I'm having a hard time finding a job. We hit a lick, did our thing. I need some money. Just to start up. I'm like, I just need to buy a cell phone. Because the companies are asking me for a phone to call me. I ain't got no phone. So I'm like, listen, just give me like $50 so I can buy a fucking cell phone and pay for the first month. And that's all I really need from you, dog. After that, you good. Because I'm using my partner's phone.
Yeah.
Nigga dipped out. Never heard from him ever again. And then I told you about the situation that happened to me in county of the whole reason why I stopped banging. So I just started realizing, bro, like, niggas will talk all this shit, or just people in general, really. People will talk all this shit about how real they are, and how real you gotta be, and how true to the game you gotta stay, and how you gotta follow this set of rules, unless it inconveniences them, and then that's just out the window.
See, I had that, and I said I fuck with everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm quick to be like, I don't care, I don't need to fuck with you.
Yeah.
Especially when I got pretty, it was like seeing politics.
Yeah.
It was like, I ain't gotta fuck with you. It is what it is. You don't like it, we can fight. Two things gonna happen. You gonna beat me up, I'm gonna beat you up.
Yeah.
That's how
You
you go.
beat me up, I'm not gonna stop talking.
Yeah, so I ain't gotta fuck with you. You can't make me talk to you, Dave.
Yeah.
You can't make me associate and deal with you anyway. So I don't care how this turned out. So I had to do, I found out he was messing with a punk in the situation. But he was lying. He was like, nah. But what turned out, the punk, if people don't know what a punk is, I'm not being disrespectful in any way, shape, or form. This is what they're called, and this is what they're labeled as in prison, is a gay person. You know, that part of the community. So, he was dealing with this punk. And the punk happened to get moved to our dorm. So, now the punk, like, claiming his last name. And I'm like, that's wild. That's my nigga last name. From Angus Home, I know his daddy a big time nigga in the hood. That's why he got his recognition. And he's a blood. So I'm like, bro, you fucking with my nigga? No, I'm not. I said, are you sure? They're like, no, I'm not. I'm like, all right. Push come to shove, he ended up coming out like, yeah, boyfriend, that's who,
Your partner came out or
no, the punk came out and told us that's who I'm fucking with. That's who, when I'm paying y'all, allegedly paying us off to, keep everything clean.
Yeah.
That's where the money was coming from. So now we fucked up. So we approached the situation with the nigga. He admits to it. He like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna take my violation.
I think it'd be worse if you lied.
Yeah, he said I'm gonna take my violation. So this was happening at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning when we approached him. So we're like, all right, we're gonna go to rec today, and you're gonna come out there, and you're gonna take whatever comes with it, acknowledge everybody.
Fade your shit.
So in the process, I guess he said,
Did y'all do like a street violation or was it?
yeah, it's gonna be a regular street violation. So
I mean, we know we're talking. We gotta get into it. But.
So I guess he sent word to the punk. The punk wasn't in the door yet. Somehow the punk found out what we was about to do, and he comes back and pushes the guard. So the punk gets said. So now we have no other proof. The guy reneges on what he says and said he never said that he'll never take the violation because he ain't doing nothing. So me and 3 other niggas that was like, no, you literally told us this morning this was true. Now we're trying to argue and fight with him.
Y'all still beat him up?
No, because they told us we couldn't. Now this is what made me stop fucking with niggas at that time. That's why I said I don't gotta fuck with you. We still go out there. So now I'm the nigga saying I want to fight because for you from my hood, you repping my set, and you're doing this. Now you're trying to make me seem like I'm just talking.
Yeah.
And you pissed
Like
me
you make me
off.
seem like I'm a bitch.
Yeah,
like I'm spreading lies about you.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna spread a rumor about this. This is something you don't say. You don't call a nigga a thief, a snitch, or a punk.
Yeah, there's
There's
3 things you never say to anybody.
never, and I would never put that jacket on you.
Yeah.
If I got proof,
Pause. Putting a jacket on somebody means that you label them as something, so they have to wear it. That's why it's called a jacket.
yeah.
Because we're using a lot of prison terminology that y'all might get lost on.
So I tell them we go out there and they like, little head, you tripping, you ain't got no proof. I'm like, this nigga said it out of his mouth first off, and the punk not in here because he caught out because he knew what we was about to do. So therefore, that's good enough proof.
Catching out means doing something on purpose to get yourself taken out of harm's way.
Cell, yeah. So I'm like, bro, y'all got me fucked up. Either y'all gonna let us punch,
Y'all run this,
or I'm not fucking with y'all. So one of the older heads was like, nah, little head, you gotta understand, it's some big homies down here with girlfriends and this, and that. I say, I'm not down here on prison term. We're not a prison gang, so therefore, I'm not about to accept shit because we're in prison like this. Fuck that. This is against the rules and the laws of what we stand for. This nigga ain't got a long time. This nigga got 15 years. He been gone already for like 6, 7 of them. So he got see parole. It's not like he got 50, 60 years. So they're like, oh no, and it's okay for somebody to fuck with a punk as long as it's beneficial to everybody.
See, to me, that's what I was just about to say. That's the weirdest loophole, right? Because, so look, I remember, bro, before I got on y'all unit, I was at a different unit, right? And I had, again, for lack of a better term, because it is prison terminology we're using, a punk. I had a punk for a cellie, okay? And I remember he used to keep the cell clean, and he would always cook, and he would give me shit and stuff like that. So then people started saying, like, oh, Bookie got a punk. And I was like, no, that's just my cellie.
Yeah.
Like, I have to live here, bro. I can't be moved. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, this word, and I probably should have never did this because it made it look worse, but my cellie got me a job in the school because I was working laundry, and it was summertime. I'm like, bro, it's so fucking hot. I was like, I'm always hot. I'm always tired. I was like, I hate this shit. And he's like, I'm a tutor in the school. Don't you got your GED? Like, didn't you go to 12th grade? I was like, yeah. He's like, I get your job as a tutor. He's like, I'll get you moved inside the schoolhouse. I said, bet. Rumor goes around. They're like, oh, he got his boyfriend a job because they be fucking in the schoolhouse. And I'm like, that's not even true. Now again, at this time, I'm not with nobody. I'm by myself. But again, these rumors are spreading around, and certain people are starting to stop fucking with me. So now it's fucking with my business because now at this time I do have a plug.
Yeah.
So I got that Tunchi, you know what I'm saying? Which slang term for K2, which is synthetic marijuana.
Yeah,
everybody.
when it was legal.
When it was legal, I got that Tunchi, and I'm selling that shit. And some people wanted to quit fucking with me because then there was a rumor that started out that the way I was getting in was through the punk's ass. Well, I'm like, I had this when I was on the other side of the unit. Nigga, like, I got moved over here.
With
Yeah. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
well, see,
Okay, so for those of y'all that don't know, real quick, I don't even think I should bring it up, though. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause you know things on my stomach, right?
Yeah, there's no point in bringing it up.
Oh,
We
okay.
spoke on it before.
But what I'm saying is this, though. There were certain people that I was rocking with tough every day that just quit fucking with me. Where I'm like, damn, bro, you gonna let a rumor, like, I was like, this is high school. This is high school gossip shit. Where I'm like, y'all know me as a person, y'all know my character, that I've shown you who I am before this. Because you remember when that rumor ended up following me to that unit, and you and Nitty, y'all both rode for me. Y'all was both like, listen, man, I've been fucking with him tough for, what was it, like a year already, right before that shit came up?
Yeah.
And y'all were like, I don't believe it. I'm gonna go ask him.
See, but I have one saying that I follow, and it's like, the situation ain't changing. It just brought the real.
Yeah, it's brought the real.
And I always say this all the time. Like, if you change up, that means you wasn't real from the jump.
Facts.
And that, I was about to say that. When shit do come out, no matter what, if I'm fucking with somebody tough, and I hear something that's negative against their character, the first person who told me, I'm gonna stop them in their tracks.
Yeah.
Like, hey, but I don't want to hear all this. But I'm just telling, I don't care. I don't care. Because I fuck with him. So now, before you can finish your story, however you want to spread what you're going to spread, I'm going to pull up on him. I'm going to pull up on my nigga, and I'm going to tell him off the jump, like, I'm done with you. Hey, Boogie, let me holler at you. Come to my rack. You know, so now I'm pull up at your rack, and I said what I said. Hey, Boogie, this is what I'm hearing. Tell me your side of whatever the situation is, and I'm going to go based off how you feel about it.
Well, because you remember the only other time that a jacket was trying to be put on me was, do you remember that guard that I got into it with? Jackson?
Nah.
No, Jackson was his partner.
Jackson was defeated. You talking about the man?
No, yeah, the dude. Remember the one that was on Host Squad? Anyway, to give some backstory, a guard got fucked up with me about something, and then I had to get taken out to go to court. And when I got taken out to go to court, I don't know what possessed him, honestly, to say so, but he told everybody, like, damn, man, y'all boy down there snitching. I got proof he's down there snitching. So when I came back, everybody was politicking about me being a snitch. Which again, and I've said this before. I don't know if I said it on the podcast. I think I did. That time we got drunk with Dan.
Yeah, everything.
I was like, I'm doing everything. What am I telling myself?
Yeah.
And then I remember too, everybody, because you remember I was so mad when, who was it? Oh, Black Tony and Nitty were the ones that pulled me to the side. Because they're like, hey, there's rumors going around. I know you got involved in shit, but we kind of all involved in shit. So like, what's happening? And I was like, who the fuck said that?
Franklin.
And then I remember I was told that, and I was like, the guard? And they said, yeah. I said, I run up on his ass right now. I don't give a fuck. And then you remember that I ran up to him, bro, and then him and the other guard wanted to fight me because they were like, we're going there right now. Whoop your ass. I said, come in here, bro. I said, because that's bullshit. And I remember after that happened, everybody was like, man, he did that shit for clout, blah, 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 blah. And I remember you and Nitty were like, no, bro. Like, they're like, listen, that's just dead now. They're like, don't nobody ever say that about Boogie again. They're like, because he's crazy. He don't give a fuck. He's about to discharge. Yeah, he's like, he got no reason to do that.
I really don't like. That's what I say. I have.
But I remember Black Tony though told me I was crazy for doing that because he's like, did you think that was gonna make people believe? I said I didn't do it for other people. I did it for me because I'm like, you're not gonna put this jacket on me, bro, to try to get me beat up because you know you can't do nothing to me. Well, I'm like, that shit ain't gonna ride.
I had one incident. You remember KO?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it was word KO was one of the best boxers on the unit. Him and Lil Chris.
I remember Lil Chris. Everybody said Lil Chris got his hands.
Him and Lil Chris was the two best boxers on the unit.
Yeah.
For the whole unit.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they called KO for a reason.
Yeah. So, you know, me and KO was in business.
Yeah.
As far as some real stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I got popped that one time.
I remember.
Because I was being lazy, didn't clean up. Needed to try to help. The situation was bad. I get popped, get fired out the ODR.
I remember.
Now, KO get moved out the ODR also. Now, the captain of the ODR came in there, captain of the kitchen came in there, pulled me out of class.
That big ball head motherfucker, right?
The woman.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Before she left.
Yeah.
She came and pulled me out the kitchen. I'd been out of class one morning, and she was like, this is, you know, you're not going to be in there no longer. This is why. So
For the sandwiches, right?
For the grill, we had the grill shit, and we was doing all that. So she was like, now did such she used his real name, I can't remember his real name, but she like, did he have anything to do with it? I'm like, no ma'am. She was like, are you sure? I'm like, I'm pretty sure. Like, that was on me. Yeah, I worked in ODR, I was bringing everything, I was doing everything. I took the full blame for it, lost my job, got rolled up, and all that shit. So they still went and shook his shit down. Now I learned it was because it wasn't the first time that something like that transpired. And he got in trouble for it also. Mm-hmm. He got fired at the ODR because of this on multiple occasions. So now it happened again. She automatically thought he had something to do with it. Yeah. So it came back that it was like, oh, I seen Head talking to her. And I was like, well, yeah, she was telling me I was fired and she asked, but I didn't say shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's nothing nobody can see or nothing she can't say it. I say, anybody can talk to her and say, I didn't say shit. And they were like, oh, KO really stopped fucking with me. Me and him was real cool. He stopped fucking with me. So just how I am, I can't have no jacket on me like that.
Yeah.
So I pull up on him one day, knowing he the best fighter. Knowing I probably got beat up. I pulled up on him one day. I'm like, say, bro, listen. I run to him, what happened? I said, my nigga, I don't snitch. I don't give a fuck what the situation is. I don't care what I'm looking at my damn self. I'm not gonna tell them about it. Yeah. I said, for you to stop fucking with me because you thought I told, it's some whole ass shit. Yeah. I say, so this is, you know, it is what it is, but my nigga, I'm not about to be going around and snitch. Now, if you feel some type of way, if you really feel like I snitched on you, then we can go ahead and fight. And this is why I figured out he didn't think I snitched. It was just everybody was saying something and he just fell back. Yeah. But because he was like, nah, you good. I'm saying, bro, if you feel like I told or you feel like I got you in trouble in any way, shape, or form, like, we can go ahead and get this
we'll get out. Yeah.
And we'll go from there. We ain't got to fuck with each other no more, but I'm letting it be known that I didn't say shit. Yeah. Because Bloods came to me, you know, he was real. Bloods came to me and was like, damn, what happened? And why is it? I said, I told every one of them. I said, my nigga, if y'all feel like I snitched or y'all feel like I said anything out of line to this woman about this situation, y'all can stop fucking with me. Because I tell people, my character, the things I did, the thing I was getting, bro, you know I was on fucking restriction months on the end that time. Like
We both were. That's the reason why
Yeah,
you
I'm
me and Nitty had to hustle so hard.
we was on
All three of us
restriction.
stayed on restriction.
Like it was
And black tone.
nothing.
Yeah, all the time. All
Like
the time.
and we still ate, we still did what we had to do. But bro, we was on restriction. Like no exaggeration. I had 4 or 5 months of straight restriction.
I remember. I spent my last 6 months in solitary. Remember?
I couldn't do shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, that's not me. You're not about to put a jacket on me like this. I will fight literally
You know
anybody off this situation.
You know what that reminds me of? Do you remember that time I walked out of the kitchen because they had lockdown because they couldn't do the fucking count right and we got stuck in the cafeteria and the nigga asked me for my ID and I flung it across the fucking kitchen, bro? That's just why. Cause I told him I had a pee. Remember I had that hernia, bro, so I couldn't hold my bladder. And I told him I was like, listen, I have medical paperwork that shows I cannot hold my bladder. Like I have to go to the bathroom and they won't let me go in the kitchen even though I work there because it's not my shift. So please, can somebody escort me back to my cell or tell them let me in the kitchen? And they're like, no. I said, well, you guys wrap me up because I'm going to the bathroom. And they're like, what? I said, I'm going to the bathroom one way or another. I could walk right now. You let me walk to my dorm and take a piss, or I can pee right here at the fucking sergeant's desk. Like it's either one, but one's gonna happen because I got to pee. And he was like, give me your fucking ID. And I just started walking away. Hey man, I said, give me your ID. And I like flung it. I said,
you say you got a sock or something?
Yes. Yeah, bro. And then I went back to the dorm. They're like, the fuck you doing? There's no movement. And I was like, I had to pee. And I was like, I'm already getting written up. And he's like, let me see your ID. Sergeant got to get written up. And then they're like, I guess get in here, bro. Fuck, I don't know what to say to you right now.
It was so funny, just that unit by itself.
Yeah. Oh, but hold on. I said that because to say this. It's crazy how people just try to add a narrative, bro. Like, the part that KO was a Crip and that you were, a different set had nothing to do with the original story or the original problem.
But it came out.
Exactly. Because, again, the original shit of me having this person as my cellie has nothing to do with anything. But they turn it into a whole ass narrative where I'm like, this ain't got shit to do with shit. I was like, this literally has nothing to do with anything. I'm like, did he give me a job? Yes. But because he's my cellie. I was like, did I eat with him? Yes. Bro, I was like, listen, I'm not superstitious or I'm not part of this weird ass culture where it's like, oh, bro, you can't eat from the same spoon as a gay. Because you remember when that was going around where it's like, bro, if a punk makes you a food, you can't use the same bowl. That's a violation. I'm like, what? Like, this is dumb as shit. Like, I don't know how catch him from. I'm like, look, the nigga cooked me food for free. I'm not gonna say no. I've been on restriction for 3 months. This is the best shit I ever had. I'm like, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, bro, you retarded. Like, no, that's crazy. Because again, another hustle that he had was, because he was on restriction at this time at the other unit. I was on my best behavior. I wasn't on restriction yet. He used to make cheesecakes. So he used to be like, hey, listen, if you buy me all the shit to make my cheesecakes, I'll give you the money, you know what I'm saying, to pay your shit back, and I'll give you a free piece of cheesecake. I said, bet that. That's a dub. So I would give him all the shit. He'd make the cheese. I wouldn't do shit. He'd make the cheesecake, give me my piece of cheesecake, and then he'd fucking pay me back. And then I would just do that week in and week out. But then people were like, oh, you buying the nigga gifts? I was like, gifts? Like, this is business. What you mean? I'm like, when you give me my sheets, I'm like, are you trying to fuck me, dude? Like, no. I'm like, this is business. I'm washing your sheets, son. I'm pressing your whites. I don't think you're trying to fuck me. Like, that's the craziest thing, bro.
That's just how, that's just...
Like, you can't even be nice to it's crazy, bro, honestly. Like, this is... If you're nice to a punk in prison, you're fucking him. Like, it's crazy, bro.
See, and but it determines who your surrounding is. Now, when I got G4 off the Neil unit, I went up to Amarillo. Oh, well, yeah.
I was Amarillo.
I went up to Amarillo. Okay.
I don't remember the unit name, but I still got letters.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'm trying to think. But I went up to Amarillo, and the barber name is Pooh.
Oh, I remember.
Now,
I remember you telling me about that in a JPay. I think you told me about it.
The barber name is Pooh. Now, when I say Pooh, is this big ass black dude?
Yeah.
He big, but go by Pooh. Girly, switch, the whole 9 yards. But he's the barber.
Yeah.
And you know,
You gotta get your haircut.
I was that nigga.
I remember sending you money because I told you, I was like, get your haircut because I know you looking dusty.
I'm that nigga.
I remember telling you that.
All the time who was in a barbershop. Big ass parts, doing all the fast.
I remember getting designs and shit.
I was
getting in
him.
trouble for the designs too. Didn't give a fuck. Still got them. I remember that shit.
I was him.
Yeah.
I was big all stars and
Stars, everything.
everything, part one. And and I didn't give a
I
fuck.
remember the star you got behind your ear for your birthday. I remember that.
I went over to Amarillo and did it worse.
Yeah.
Because they was doing the.
See, I couldn't see it.
Yeah, I'm doing all this design. From
Yeah.
here on
Also,
out.
how you get it now?
Yeah,
Okay.
and the whole part.
Yeah.
And you know my hair
Oh,
was.
you getting the Pusha T part?
Man, I was killing it. But the thing was, the punk got to do it.
Yeah. I mean,
So who am I real cool with? 'Cause I see him every week. I'm in this chair, literally getting touched up, getting my shit done every week. The punk.
Yeah.
Me and the punk got cool. I bring.
because you just gonna sit there and talk, bro. You're not gonna sit there and be all stiff.
Yeah, we G4, so it's nobody out here with us besides me and the punk, probably SSI.
Yeah.
But we G4, so it's me and the punk. And people want to get their haircuts. But bitch, I'm paying down there $5
To get my shit
to
right.
get my shit right.
Yeah.
All every day. This punk gonna make $5 off me
every week, yeah.
every week and then go do something else. Y'all not gonna pay him like I'm paying. I'm bringing sodas, snacks, stamps, and sitting in the chair. So people was like, "Damn, man, what the fuck you got going? Bitch, I'm getting my shit done."
Well,
Like, and that's what people was like. They didn't ever question it because they knew me at that time. They knew, even though I was fresh, they still knew like, okay, this little nigga is just a fly ass nigga. This is what he do.
do you remember the nigga that we used to fuck with across the way? That we recently talked about not too long ago? You remember? The dude across the way. You remember all the bad things that was said about him, bro, but I used to talk to him.
The workout guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to talk about him. I used to talk to him all the time when I was over there. And he was so cool, bro. He was like the nicest dude ever. He used to do everything for everybody. And all everybody did was talk shit about him. And I'm like, bro, why y'all so mean to this nigga? Like, but listen, regardless of what he do though, listen, this is my thing, right? I always had this as my mindset. Because I remember when I first got to prison, right? The unit I went to, I seen some fucked up shit. And I remember I seen some fucked up shit. And the dude behind me, my cellie, this white dude from Kansas City that did my chest piece, he like pushed my head like this. And at the time I was mad because he touched my face. First off, I'm like, why is this old white man touching my face like this? But I like turned around and he's like, look forward. I look forward. And, you know, it's my first time and he's old school. So I'm like, what's going on? He's like, you never, ever worry about nobody else's business but your own. He's like, that's the best way to stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't give a fuck what anybody does. You doing your own shit, so worry about your own shit.
Yeah.
And like I said, we ain't got to get into what the fucked up shit was that I saw, but I saw some fucked up shit. And he was just like, face forward. So again, regardless of what you do on your free time, because this is the thing, right? People could have had problems with me doing my shit. Where, you know, like I said, all legend. I'm selling my thing. I'm holding this thing for other people. You know, I'm holding that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's tons of shit though that, well, let's be honest. There was one nigga that was all up in my shit, my celly.
Dumbass.
But my whole point is this though, right? That nobody liked him because he was like that. So I'm saying I never treated old boy like that either. Because I'm like, look, bro, you do your thing. Like I fucks with you still. Like I'm like, look, you're a good dude. Like you're a good person. Plus, you know, I used to work out with him. But like I said, people had such problems with it where they're like, how can you fuck with this dude? Why you want to be associated with this type of shit? And I'm like, I'm me.
I had somebody tell me that in the beginning of my time when I first signed, and they told me, mind your business. Best way to do your time is mind your business. Now, it took me a minute to understand that and to actually do that.
Yeah.
But I was already kind of that way, but I learned why even more and they said that. Because like I said,
Because you know the street also teaches you to mind your business, but not to that degree. Because I think prison is like 10 times.
It's a whole different thing. But it's like in there, you pay attention to your surroundings.
Yeah.
Also, but at the same time, you don't let none of what's going on around you affect you.
Yes.
So it took me a minute because I see shit happening or I hear about shit happening, and I be like, damn, bro, like I really want to whoop this dude on the strength of he think he tough. Like I had a situation happen.
I remember that thing that happened with that dude that came in from my hood or whatever. Because remember, he was acting all tough, but he was also on some bullshit though. Him and I don't know what happened. You remember when he moved in, he started making that other dude feel fucking tough, that light-skinned nigga, the attitude with him on GP. I'm like, why? A GP means like just general principle, like for no fucking reason.
See, on my last one, when I was at Amarillo, 2 dudes I used to fuck with. Now, this one dude is like 4'11".
Yeah.
He's that nigga that nobody mess with. He fuck with everybody. He friendly. He don't make stores. People kind of look out for him.
Yeah.
He on one of them little charges that really just about to get him sent home. He just here.
Yeah.
He don't belong in prison. He's not a fighter. He's not part of no gang. He's just cool ass young dude. So it's another dude, big, bad, supposed to be that nigga, whooping nigga. He can't fight. We seen that previously to this incident.
Okay.
So the nigga, the big and bad, he in the shower. He handling this business. The little young nigga walk in to do something, and the back, hey my nigga, you trying to see? So he like, man, whatever, you tripping. So he walk off. Don't say nothing else to him. He walk off. Big bad nigga come out the shower, put some shorts on, put his shoes on, and walk up. Now I'm sitting in front of the sports TV. Yeah, I'm the only one. I'm sitting there, the young nigga standing under this TV watching. No one else around. They room open, but no one else around us.
So for those of y'all that don't know, we have 2 TVs. One is designated for only sports,
And one is
and the other one is whatever. You can watch a movie, TV shows. Sports stays on ESPN all day, and for football, it's like Fox, CBS, NBC, all that jazz.
So I'm under the sports TV watching. I'm on the front bench. The little young dude is under the TV watching TV. So I see my partner come up. I'm like, that bitch, why you soaking wet? Like I'm making a joke of it.
Yeah, you fucking with it.
I don't know what happened until after the situation. So my nigga don't say nothing to me. He just walk up to the nigga. He's like, damn, my nigga, I know you seen me in the shower. So I see my partner got his shoes on. I already got my shoes on. So I was out doing something. So I already had my shoes on. The young nigga got his shoes on. Just random. So and the young dude was like, man, you tripping, bro. Like, I wasn't even bothering you. He was like, my nigga, I know you hear me talking to you, get slapped. Boom. So now
The 2 ultimate forms of disrespect in prison are slapping somebody and spitting on somebody.
he slaps fire from this little young nigga. Now, it was so loud. When I heard it, I had to look back to see who else heard it. Everybody was looking at us. So I was like, ah. So the young nigga, he is so timid and like don't know what to do. Oh shit, that's crazy. I don't know what smart ass remark in my mind told me to say this, but I was like, fuck no, it's crazy, you ain't hit him back. And I swear, after I said that, everybody in their room was laughing, and they used to say shit to me about that afterward. But it was just so, like, I was so shocked.
Yeah. I mean, how do you not be shocked at seeing that?
I was so shocked, and then I look at him to do something that my partner, I'm not about to jump in, it's 1-on-1. But I'm like, no, it's crazy, you ain't slapping back. And everybody was just busting out laughing, and the niggas was like, ha, ha. My partner's like, I don't think you're a hoe or nothing, so if you want to get this 1-on-1, we go ahead and get it. I'm just letting you know that was foul ass shit you did. So I'm like,
oh, who told you that?
my partner told the young nigga that.
Oh.
So he was like, we can get our 1-on-1 if you want. I don't think you're a hoe. He pretty much slapped him in the fight. The nigga's like, nah, I just think it's crazy you slapped me. I'm like, nah, nigga, it's crazy you don't want to fight. And they went their separate ways. So the young dude sat on side of me, he was like, did you look at me any different? I'm like,
A little bit.
well, I know not to depend on you about shit.
I mean, honestly, it does make me look different at somebody. I'll be honest, like,
It did, but in my mind, I'm like, bro, I would never stand up for somebody who's not gonna stand up for themselves.
I want 2 things when I go out, right? Like, just fucking my free world. I want 2 things when I go out. I want a nigga that I know gets bitches, gets women. I want to be with somebody that I know gets women because I know he's not gonna snake me for a girl.
Yeah.
And 2, I want somebody out with me that I know, like, listen, if somebody's hating on me, I got somebody that's got my back. I'm not gonna want you to fight my battle for me, but I just want to know in case he got a partner too, that we good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it.
And that's what I told him. I told him after that, I said, bro, the principle of what I'm telling you, I told him a lot of shit, but I said, man, at the end of the day, I said, bro, I would have wanted you to fight him.
Yeah, if you would've just got out there.
He bigger than you in all shapes and forms. You probably can't fight. But we both know he can't fight. We seen that.
Yeah.
I say, so for you to get out there and fight would have been way more to everybody in here than you allow him to slap you, disrespect you, and you don't do nothing about it. And it just was crazy. And I tell him, like, I wanted to fight my partner because at the end of the day, I'm like, bro, you knew he ain't that type of nigga. And then when I heard what happened, I'm like, bro, you know he's not that type of nigga to come in there and do no foul shit for what's going on.
Because he tried to stay on the radar.
Yeah, he going homemade parole. He ain't doing shit. Never did shit. Don't do shit. He's that nigga that everybody just look out for. Like, we fuck with you. We cool. Everybody cool with you. And for my partner to do that, I felt some type of way. But I forgot what I was telling the story for. But the point was, I be feeling some type of way about niggas doing shit. That's it. think I was feeling some type of way about niggas doing shit and, you know, playing the role like you super tough when we know you're not.
Well, I mean, listen, just to go back to the original thing, because I forgot. I just remember where we originally started. Birthdays.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Rosie.
Shout out, Rose. We apologize. It wasn't just.
I don't apologize. Fuck that. That was a great conversation.
But I'm saying, shout out to Rose.
Shout out to Rose.
Turn up. I've been seeing your page. Enjoy your parties, what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, continue to turn up. Enjoy that time frame, that milestone.
But yeah, no, I look at birthdays differently, mostly because of prison. But now, like, my thing is, because as a dude, your birthday's not really appreciated. Where it's like, as a girl, it's a whole event.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, Rosie, we're having a whole event for her birthday. You know what I'm saying? And she had a whole event. She went out of town. She went to Mexico and stuff like that. You know, she did her whole thing, which, you know, great for her and stuff like that. But like me, I'm be honest, like, girls make a bigger deal out of it.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm with somebody at the time, they'll make a bigger deal out of my birthday than I will. Because I'm like, bro, I was just born. Like, it's funny, right? So, like, I was at work. And I remember one of the dispatch girls was talking to me. And she's like, oh, when's your birthday? I said, why? And she's like, so I can put it on the calendar. So that way everybody knows when it's your birthday so we can get you something. I said, listen, man, I'm going to be honest with you. If you want to give me something, get something from my mama. She didn't want to do all the hard work. She won't stop bringing up these 12 fucking hours of labor and shit like that. So, you know, I'm just making a joke being funny, though. But they're like, no, I forgot to tell us your birthday. And I was like, look, man, Mike. No bullshit. Like, my birthday really don't matter to me because it's like, bro, one, I didn't do nothing. I just showed up. You know what I'm saying? That's first. So, like, as a baby, you just show up. It's not really anything special you did. You were just there.
Yeah.
And then every year, it's like, I'd rather celebrate throughout the year my accomplishments rather than just a day I showed up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, on a day we close a business deal. Bam, that's something to celebrate. I want to go out. The day that, I told you, we still got to go out because the day that we got the fucking sponsorship,
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I want to go out. I was like, this is something to celebrate. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
That a podcast got us to this. You know what I'm saying? That a business we started talking shit in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember, bro, it was late night. We're sipping on coffee, just talking shit. Like, and I remember we're just sitting there and we're like, we don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to get money and when we get out here. I remember that. I was just, because I remember laughing so hard. Because you're like, will we mail hoes? Or like something. We kept saying this dumber shit.
I like some shit.
Man, we
Gigolos.
just kept saying dumber shit that we were going to do to get money. Because I remember it basically ended with us selling ourselves, which we don't do.
Hey.
But I'm just saying, I thought it was funny though, but everybody laughed at us, you remember? Because they were like, y'all stupid, bro. Like, y'all ain't gonna get out here, I ain't gonna do shit. Because I remember people telling me all the time, bro, when I was leaving, they're like, you ain't really gonna keep in contact with nobody. And I was like, that's untrue. I was like, I have 3 people I will keep in contact with. And I was like, and that's a fact. And they're like, no, you won't, bro. Ain't nobody gonna give a fuck. Which I'm pretty sure you heard the same thing after I left. Because I know how it goes. Because there's been partners that have left me, and then I'm like, my partner said he gonna hit me up. And then he never hits me up.
See, and with that, and like we told the story about how we linked up and we kept in contact. So people did say that though.
Oh, I know they
People was like, oh, that nigga Boogie hit you on that nigga Boogie. I'm like, nah, but you know, a nigga coming home.
Yeah.
I experienced it when I
it took me a minute, but I did get back to you. Because I was like, I just gotta get my shit together.
And I'm saying, it takes a time because you gotta get shit together. When I came home, I told niggas the same thing, nigga. I told him, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna hit you up.
But give me
I'm going to check on you. Just give me time.
Yeah.
And the transition from you, like I said, you experienced it, but also like for me doing 8.5 years from 2012 to 3 days before Christmas on 2020.
Yeah.
It's a long fucking time.
Yeah.
A lot of shit has changed.
Yeah.
So when I come home, yeah, we hear about J-Pain in prison, but I didn't know how the shit worked out here.
No, yeah, bro, that was the hardest thing was me setting it up.
That was it. I didn't know how that shit worked out here. I didn't have money to put on people's books out here or to set that shit up. Like I said, I didn't know about that, so it took me a minute, but I still did it. And I say with people, with the same thing with you, people like, oh, Boogie ain't gonna, Boogie ain't gonna, Boogie ain't gonna. I'm like, okay. Yeah, like,
I don't know why, that was a popular thing going around with like Boogie ain't shit. I'm like, bro, what have I done to show you ain't shit?
And then when a letter came through and pictures came through, I'm like, man, Boogie hit me up. What, for real? What he got going? I'm like, oh, now y'all here.
Yeah, now y'all care.
Now y'all here. See what nigga doing. I said, yep, Astros game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Astros game, see my boy. Yeah, okay. And they were like, what, no, that's fine. What do you tell myself what's up? No.
Yeah.
Like, y'all wasn't caring about that. And y'all wasn't fucking with him like that. when he was in here, now he go here in the world. Y'all seeing he actually kept up. And then I got G Ford. I got to my other unit, and I told my partner, I said, man, my nigga hit me up before, for real. And then, bam, you sent all the magazines.
Oh, yeah.
That sent them niggas out the war.
I think I got like 2 different magazine subscriptions. Then I
You got me.
some was sports.
You got me Sports Illustrated magazine, Sports Swimsuit Illustrated magazine.
I made sure to get that one. I made sure to get that one. I made sure to get that one.
Probably the greatest one. And then I got like a couple of you sent me a couple other magazines I picked out just throughout the thing.
Yeah, I remember you sent me something. I was like, I don't know what you want. It's like, you sent me a catalog with some circles, and I was like,
yeah, sure. You sent me them, and you were like, what? And till the day I came home, I was still getting that subscription. Yeah, I know this nigga's not still paying on this subscription.
Well, I paid for it.
I say. But I think it was like a 2-year, 3-year thing you did, or
because I remember I asked you before I got the subscription. I was like, how much longer till you got to parole? And then you told me. And then I set it up to a year after you got out.
So yeah, because it was still coming. Yeah. I was getting them, and only thing when I got moved to my next unit, it was a backup to come into my next unit. Yeah. So when it hit me, I got a stack. Yeah. And then I got all the brand. When people was like, "Oh man, the brand new swimsuit edition coming," I was like, "I had it, bitch." Like what? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get that. Like, I'm gonna get that when it comes when it drop. I will be getting it. Whatever. Bam, mail call. Oh yeah, appreciate that. What? I said, my nigga, a whole subscription.
Yeah,
right. Sports Illustrated, Sports Illustrated.
Well, because you remember I told you when I first got to the magazine, I was like, hey, because remember I had 3 jobs at the time, and I told you I was like, hey, I work a lot. I was like, I'll get you a magazine so that way you know I'm thinking about you, and I'm gonna send it to you. That way you know, like you're not here by yourself. And I was like, but I'm not gonna send a letter every month. Yeah. And I was like, but I'm gonna do it when I can though. And I remember you telling me, you're like, if you just give me these magazines, I'll be fine. And I was like, cool. And then I would still write you every now and again where I check on you. But
I think the first time you sent me like 5 magazines. Only one got denied.
Yeah, because I remember I sent you a certain type of magazine. Where
I'm like, can I at least see it? They're like,
because I sent you a bad one. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm like, can I at least see it? They're like, no. I'm like, can you show me?
Look, when I ordered it, I knew it was gonna go through. I was like, ain't no way.
I said, can you show me why it's being denied? She's like, nudity or something. I'm like,
it was bad.
Can you just show me? Like, come on. Like, no one has to know that you gave it to me.
Yeah, it was bad.
Give me. And they're like, no, we can't give it to you. They would not give it to me. They was like, you can send it to Huntsville and get it. I started sending it. I don't care. Maybe it's a chance. They're like, no,
you never got it right.
Never got it. And they're like,
I know because they sent me the magazine place was like, you have I think it was when it was like 3. Where they're like, you have 3 returned subscriptions if you want to cancel it. And I was like, why is he not accepting that? but then I read the name of the magazine that was coming back. I was like, yeah, they're not letting it. So I canceled that one.
Yeah, they were like, no. I'm like, fuck.
But the other ones, no, I kept them going because every year they asked me, they're like, do you want to renew it? And I said, yes.
Yeah, I kept
like I said, until I found out that you came home, I renewed it every year.
Yeah, I renewed it every year. All the time. I'm like,
yeah, because Sports Illustrated, I made sure to keep that one up. The swimsuit one, I made sure to keep that one up. And then there was another one that you said you wanted. That I don't remember, but you said you were like, I really want this one.
It was either.
I don't think it was about music though. Was the one about music?
Nah.
No, that wasn't you. That was somebody else.
Nah. It was.
Because I also sent another partner double XL magazines because that's all he wanted was double XL.
I didn't get double XL. It was something. I can't remember, but I know it was about females. I know it's.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, it was just one of them that you were like, this is the only one I want to keep coming.
Yeah.
Because you knew it was getting through, and then I remember you telling me, you're like, oh, I'm kind of making bread off this shit. And I was like, that's fine.
So, other than that, people gonna feel how they feel about when niggas get out. And like I said, I'm not, even for my niggas who locked up now, I know I'm not the best partner on writing and dealing because I'll be doing so much. And it doesn't work for me. I don't pick up the phone for numbers I don't know. And
you don't pick up the phone for numbers you do know, motherfucker.
Whatever. But my cousin just called me from California. Shout out to Terry, man. Coming home. He called me. He was like, yeah, because why you didn't pick up the phone? I'm like, first off, who is this? Okay, because when I picked up, it was talking about.
Okay, well, after this story, but we're going back to birthdays.
Okay.
After this story, we're going back to birthdays.
So it was talking about prison, California. Don't know nobody in prison, California. Not thinking about it. My cousin, he pick up, hey, what's up? We running. I said, okay, write me. I'm trying my best.
Yeah.
Call me. I pick up. He was like, all right, bet. Back to birthdays. I feel the same way about you. I don't celebrate birthdays like that. I be like, oh yeah, it's my birthday. And like you said, females celebrate it more than we do. They'd be quick to be like, oh, what you want to do, where you want to go, da da da. Now, I'm about to get off parole.
But-
I just see my parole officer.
But then it turns into their birthday celebration. Like, it's basically an extra their birthday because they take you where they want to go.
They want to turn up.
Which, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, because this is the thing, too, right? Let's be real. You're going to pay for your own birthday celebration.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. Because girls can have birthday celebrations and not spend a dime. Which, and I'm not upset. Pretty girl privilege is real. I'm just saying, it's not that big a deal to a dude. Because it's like, first I got to pay for everything. I'm going to go somewhere you want to go that not really I want to go to. I mean, I'm going to have a good time because I'm a good time anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I don't go on my way no more. Because before I did, I used to like plan it. I used to, God, especially when I first came home, them first 3, I was like, okay, like I got to turn up. And I remember when you came home, I was like, we got to turn up for the first one.
See, I'm not even turning up. I didn't even, like this year, I did a resort. I went to Austin. So I was good. My next turn up coming in about 45 days.
Yeah.
That's my off parole turn up. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I want to go to California, bro. Bitch, I want to go to. That's what I said. I want to go to California. I'm about to go to Florida. Bitch, I'm getting off the road. That's my turn.
That's why I like to hear though.
July 19th.
Yeah, I know. It's right after my birthday. I remember telling you that.
So I'm like, right then, I would turn up for that bigger than I turn up for my birthday.
Yeah.
Because that's a big milestone.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. For men, I think that you should celebrate more milestones because again, I don't think a birthday's a milestone where you showed up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm here.
That's a participation trophy.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. And I said I did good when I got off my ankle monitor.
Yeah.
I went out, so I was able to get out now. So I did good. I did something for that. But my next milestone, I've always told myself, when I get off parole, I'm gonna go out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn up in Houston. I want to go to Cali for 2 weeks, and I'm gonna go to Florida. I just talked to somebody about going to Florida in August.
Yeah. That's what's
So
up, bro.
then we got a cruise. Me and my family got a cruise. Never been on a cruise.
Oh, they're so fun. Dude.
So they have. So they want to go on a cruise.
Oh
to
man,
Jamaica.
I wish you would have told me. Oh, dude, listen, I've been to a cruise to Jamaica, the Bahamas, Mexico. Bro, they're so fun.
See,
It's so fun. Listen, hey, word of advice. Get the drink pass. Get it. Hey, look.
But you know I don't drink like that.
Get it. No, that don't matter. Get it. Because listen, you get into the club for free. If you have the drink pass, because you don't have to use it on yourself, you can use it for women. Oh. You see what I'm saying? That won't hang. Because listen, I ain't gonna lie, there've been plenty of times, because again, you look like a baller too, because you get whatever drink.
Yeah.
And it's on the drink pass. So, like I said, bro, there was one girl that I was fucking with, and I went ahead and I was like, which one's drink, mom? And then, bartenders know me because I'm there every night. And then I got the drink pass. So they know me. And then I tip well. So the bartenders hook me up. So when she's drinking herself, she's like, that is kind of a bullshit drink. And she's like, I guess I'll take this. Because her drinks are kind of bullshit. I go up there, Big Daddy go up there, you know what I'm saying? Lay his dick down on the table. And then I get a stiff drink. Well, no, because again, they already know me. So half the time, I'm gonna be honest, bro. So the drink pass gets you 15 drinks a day. The bartenders got so cool with me and my dad because we would tip $20 every night. No matter what, we're not paying any money, but we would just give them 20, give them 20, give them 20. And this each bartender, where they're all fucking, listen, bartenders fought to serve us, bro. Waitresses, we're not even at a table, so we're at the bar. Waitresses would come ask us if we're doing okay. That's how much they wanted to fuck with us. But anyway, so I'd get them a drink, bro, and it would be stiff, and they'd be like, oh, who is this? Why they treating him so nice? Because, they talk to me, they'd be like, hey, sir, how you doing? Everybody, bouncer shakes my hand. All the bartenders want to shake my hand. They're like, oh, he's somebody. I just don't know who. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was it, bro. Get the drink pass. Get the drink
I'm
pass.
gonna go because that's my first time,
Listen.
and I gotta get my
When you go,
passport.
now I want to go.
I gotta get my passport too.
I got my passport. Don't worry. I'll be there.
How long did it take for you to get your passport?
If you pay for it, 4 weeks, 6 months.
Okay.
If you pay
How
for
much
the
was it?
extra, it's not that expensive at all. I think I paid maybe like $50 to get it expedited. But even if you wait, it takes 6 to 8 weeks. So that's a month and a half to 2 months.
So if I start now, I'll be good.
Oh, quick, go to the fucking USPS. Yeah, the post office. If you just go to the post office spot, it's honestly quick. All you do is you go out there, you fill out the paperwork, you pay a little bit of money. They'll ask you, do you want it expedited? If you want to say no, because if you got the time to wait for it. Because my thing was, I didn't want to wait for it. I'm like, I want to start traveling ASAP.
See, I still got 45 days no matter what.
Yeah.
I get off on the 19th next one, so I still got a month and
Some change. Yeah, no,
So
go ahead and get it.
I'll
Yeah,
start now.
you ain't got to expedite
By
it,
the
just go
time
ahead
I
and get it.
get it ready, it'll be right after I get off, bro.
Yeah. But listen, when you sign up for crew, they said, do you want to drink pass? You say, yes, I want to.
Okay.
Because listen, worth it. Worth it. It covers drinks all day. All day. The only day it doesn't is the first day. But that's because Texas has a rule where you can't serve alcohol on Sunday. So if you're sailing out on a Sunday, you can't have any alcohol. So your drink pass is no good. So you just take a little bit of money. Honestly, bro, I balled out and had a great time with $200. Like $200, best fucking time ever, bro. No bullshit. $200.
See, I wanted to go.
But that was for me solo. I was solo, man. I don't know if you're.
I don't know. We go as a family. We
Yeah.
like just like have our significant others if we having them like that. But other than that,
Well, listen, I'll be a plus one.
I'm not. I'm trying to go. I'm trying to go
Listen.
to have my own cabin.
Listen, we gotta take photos. We gotta go ahead and send them in. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
We gotta, my boy.
We got that's my plan. My brother, my baby brother went, and they said they could not find him at all.
You should.
So I'm like, bro, where was you at this whole time? He was like, I was in the club.
Bro.
I said, you was where? He said, I was in the club.
Listen.
He said, you think people don't sleep? He said, no one sleeps on a cruise. Like,
Ever.
they have to take naps throughout the day, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning,
Everybody.
lit.
They got a casino. They got a bar. They got a club. They got a lounge. Son, listen, you're gonna have the greatest time. I'm excited for you, my boy.
So that's
And I'm gonna be like, hope I get the invite. Mama, I love you. Give me the invite. Send me there, and I will be there, son, with
So-
bells on. I was my job behind this. Now.
So yeah, they that's their plan. They want to do that. So that's my Florida, Cali, and then the cruise, all within a year's frame of me being off.
It's fun, son. It's fun.
So-
That's great, though, bro. That's great. I'm glad to hear that.
I seen him today, and I told him, I said, hey, I ain't pissing in no more cups for you. He said, you got one more time. I said, I only got one more time, but I ain't gonna tell you again. I ain't gonna piss in no more cups for you. He said, oh, I said, yeah. When I come here on the 19th,
Listen,
all you gotta do is have the paperwork ready.
listen. On the day you get off, son, that weekend, cancel your plans. We turn up.
I said, man, I told him.
Cancel your plans. We turn up.
I told him for facts, I said, man, you know when I get in the car, it's gonna smell like
It goes by like stunk out in that house.
they're already sitting here in the passenger seat row,
Big fat.
scooting.
So listen, guys, just to wrap up real quick. Again, happy birthday, Rose.
Shout
Love
out
you
to
very
Rose.
much. Real quick, housekeeping notes. Balanzi London, BALANZI, got us out here drippy. You want to be drippy like your boys. You want the Medusa chain. You want the Cuban chain. You know what I'm saying? You want the bracelet, the pinky ring. You know what I'm
And
saying?
much more, man.
For men, for women, you want it, go to BalanziLondon.com, or you can go to official Balanzi on Instagram. Check out their stuff, man. And if you're listening to this podcast, type in Blockdown, BLOKKDOWN, all caps, all one word, at checkout, and you'll get 25% off. That way they know we sent you, and they'll take care of y'all, man.
Yeah.
And listen, man, they were very good with us. They gave me a tracking number. They sent it. It came just in time, like they
All
said it would.
legit. Don't go on Google. I went to Google. They said it was fake, but you see us rocking it.
It's
So,
all good to go,
legit
man.
with 'em, man.
And like I
Shout out.
said, it's a great time. And like I said, I ain't gonna lie, I've worn this stuff out twice. And let's just say, if y'all out here stepping, go ahead and turn to pimping. Because the ladies notice the drip. You know what I'm saying?
They see it. They want to touch it.
Listen, man, I was so fly. I'm gonna get a peek behind the curtain real quick for Rosie, man. Look, I look so fly, bro, for my brother's graduation. My sister took my Versace shades,
Oh,
my
yeah.
Versace pinky ring, and put that shit on, and she's like Versace everything. Cause we drippy out here. You know what I'm saying? We drippy.
Gotta
Like I
do it,
said,
man.
I'm gonna try to take some photos this weekend at my sister's birthday party. That way y'all can see the drip. You know, in 4K, 8K, whatever K there is on Instagram.
Whatever.
But you know what I'm saying? Thank y'all again so much. And just real quick, I want to shout out all the amazing guests that we've had. Pineapple Dan from Splash World Radio, Josh Thomas from the Homegrown Podcast, Alicia Zapp with her podcast, which is blanking on the name right now, actually. Oh my God. The Dark Arts Podcast. That's what it is. Thank you. The Dark Arts Podcast. And Jake from Jake's Take Podcast, man. We'll go ahead and tag y'all in this Instagram post. But it's much love for all the great guests that we've had. And we have more great guests coming up, so tune in, guys. Also, Gallo and Cochino Chingon. Can't forget you, brother. Thank you so much for everything you've done for us.
Nice
And-
talking to you this morning, too, also.
Yeah. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Peace out.
Hopefully, shout out, hopefully, y'all hear about my holding my nuts, how my boy gonna be hurt.
Next week, Hold My Nuts update. Hold My Nuts